What's up, everyone? It's Bones here. While I was working on the new Infernoid stuff, a ban list happened to drop. As you can see right on the screen, not too much has changed, but before I get into any of that, if you're a fan of in-depth combo videos, new set coverage, and occasional fun stuff that we like to do on the channel like this, then bring the hammer down on those thumbs up and subscribe buttons with enough power to shame the blunt force trauma that Kashtira Ariseheart has just suffered. With Kashtira Ariseheart now banned, I think it will be interesting to see how all the decks moving forward from the release of Photon Hypernova, Cyberstorm Access, the imports from Battles of Legends, Duelist Nexus, and even the new Fire Duelist pack begin to adapt to the meta. With Ariseheart banned, this also pushes arguably the biggest abuser of Dimension Shifter out of the game, but still a card that can make its impact felt. With Konami doing the conservative approach of what would happen if Ariseheart was banned, as the mindset I'm kind of seeing to all of this, our game enters a period where the RDA stuff will drop within the next couple of weeks. Next month we'll get Agov, and then we're going to have this mass amount of decks from Photon Hypernova all the way through Agov, vying for the top bot for 2-3 months, where we'll just have all these decks kind of adapting to every shift that happens. While it is a very minor approach to our ban section, with a lot of surprising cards not touched, I have always been intrigued by the idea of what the game would look like without this card. Onto the limited section, we'll see Dragon Link got a slap on the wrist. Chaos Space to 1 may hinder its consistency a bit, as the baby Chaos Dragons are now harder to reach, quick launch becomes more important playing into hand traps or boards, and Dragon Link players won't get that Chaos Space draw as often, but I can just see this deck adding more copies of Thrust, Sarani replace the Magna Hut, which is now at 1, and we've seen some of the builds incorporate the new Red Eyes card that's basically a Magician's Souls for the deck. Like the ban section, this covers just one deck, and I don't think that this will make as much of an impact as what we'll see with the Ariseheart ban and the drop that we'll probably see for Kashtira, and I don't think that Dragon Link is dead. While I do think it's more surprising to see some of the more non-hits on here. I think there was a consensus amongst the community that we would see Runic hit, Sprite, Lab, maybe even Purely, as well as Branded Fusion and stuff like that. I think this is good for people who spent on those decks, because I had my concerns about how powerful some of these new decks, since Power of Elements, and how quickly we've been seeing hits and all, as we continue to get a bunch of new cards into the game. Lastly, we have the Unlimited section, and with Tearlaments getting blasted into the sun in the February ban list, Herald being back to 3 is a no-brainer in my opinion. This is a Salamangreat list with 3 Gazelle that we can now play. It's pretty much the one I used from my video. If you guys want to watch that, I'll leave a link down below for it. And the Boxer stuff is just an option that you can ignore, but outside of that, with Gazelle at 3, I feel this deck's going second becomes a lot more competent, with Fire and Foxy just being cards that you can normal summon before a potential disruption prompts your Gazelle. Outside of that, a very small list from what I was expecting, and it may be disappointing to some, but not one that I would totally hate, because I somewhat understand the Ariseheart factor and how it also brought Shifter into the forefront. So for everyone who's made it this far, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I truly appreciate your support. And now that we've monetized the channel, giving us access to supers and memberships means that more awesome stuff is on the horizon. To get the channel membership, just click on the description below and there will be a link there. You'll also notice a free Discord link that I've made for us too. For those wondering, I do plan on making updates to the channel as the support on the channel grows. Anyways, I hope to see you on the next one. It's Bones, signing out.